artists! We are going to finish by painting our great wave off of Kanagawa today. So last time we were together, I did the project in black oil pastel, and this version I've used colored pencils, watercolor pencils to color. But today I want to show you something really cool, a way that you can paint it using just markers, water, and a paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, you can even use a Q-tip. So I'm going to be using just these 4 colors. Originally I was just going to use these 3, but I do have a pink and I thought it'd be nice. If you have multiple shades of blue, feel free to use them, but one will work, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do and how to make that happen. So here's my painting, and I'm going to use my marker to color every other stripe in the blue area. You'll notice I am not going to color, and I am filling it up, but I'm not going to color all of them. Only every other stripe. So I'll be patterning as I color this whole thing, and I'll probably end up doing a time skip because you don't need to watch me stripe. But see how I've gone black, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white? And I'm going to make sure that I leave the white caps of my water, which is these big parts, also white. I'm focusing only on coloring the stripes inside. And if I leave a little bit of gaps, that's going to be okay because of the cool technique I'm going to show you later. So I'm going to fill in all this place, and I'm also going to put this on the mountain. I'm going to pause so we can time skip together. I finished doing all of my blue stripes. Just going to fill in some of those gaps. Goes blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, everywhere. And now I'm going to add a little bit of marker color to the sky. This I'm going to be a little bit, I'm going to be a little bit more aware of my final project. So what's going to happen with our paint is when I add water to the marker, it's going to spread and blend. So I want to leave a little bit of space for the colors to mix, but I also want some places where the mixing is really strong. So I'm going to have this touching. I'm going to leave this part white. I'm going to have more orange over here. You don't have to match where I'm putting my colors. You know, be creative. This is your project, not mine. But I think this will be nice. I'm going to leave some spot for some yellow. I really want it to be a big, bright blend of colors once we start adding the water. And it's okay that I'm leaving a little bit of white spot space because this technique is going to let us use that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go get my... Okay, I have a cup of water and I have a brush. Again, if you need, you can use a Q-tip. You'll just have to erase it a couple times. I'm going to dip my brush in the water and I'm going to tap it off to the side. If you've got paper towel, go ahead and tap it dry. And now watch what happens when I apply the water directly to this marker and then spread it over to the next section. Ooh! Do you see how it's spreading it like paint? And this is going to dry a lighter shade of blue than the first one. So I'm going to keep spreading the marker over to the other stripe. And this is what's going to give us stripes of 2 different colors. So I'm getting my brush more wet, and I think I might even be able to do this fast. Yeah, I can stroke multiple colors at a time. You'll want to be careful as you get in and close to the white area because we don't want that part to turn blue. You do want to be able to use some of this blue paint to paint some shadows right around the splashes, but ultimately you're just looking to fill the spots that we previously did in white and turn them blue. Now, do you see how the crayon that we used is kind of helping hold the paint where it needs to go? I use crayon. Oil pastel will do the same thing if you have oil pastels at home and you were using those. I'm going to go ahead and fill all of these so you can watch the whole technique. It's so satisfying to watch. Really fun. And then after we've filled in all of this, I'm getting a little bit in the wrong places. I've got to be careful about my shadows. But after we've finished filling in the wave, we're going to wash our brush very well and do the sky. We put in some shadows first. Tippy tap, tippy tippy tap tap, tippy tap. Oh, I missed a spot. Let's get some paint and fill this spot that I missed. All right, and one more up here. Okay, we're ready to go. Now you'll notice if you look really close, the color up here is different because it touched the orange. And that's because this technique happens with our yellow. Oh, I missed another one. I missed all these guys. I'm not ready to move on. Be careful, friends, as you're painting that you don't miss things. Let's pick up some of that paint. Put it over here. All right, rinse my brush really well. And now, as I start moving my brush back and forth, it's going to pick up and move these other colors. It kind of makes a tie-dye effect on our paper. Be very careful in these other spots that are sky colors, because if you get the sky color on your wave, especially on parts of the wave that have water, and they touch, they're going to bleed and create some really unpleasant things. So I'm not going to even get close to that blue paint. And I'm going to spread the orange into the pink. Maybe you're using red or purple. Just want some strong, bold colors that are going to look different against the blue of the wave. Oh, and I got it on my wave. That's bad. Bleed the pink so that the pink washes down. I really like that. I think that's really cool. If you want, you can touch it up with some paper towel to make kind of a white cloud area. I'll show you what that looks like. I've got my bunched up paper towel and I'm going to dab it right here. Leaves kind of a faded area. The paper's still stained, as you can see, but it's lighter. I think this is really pretty. Okay, and now I just need to let my painting dry. But look at that. I've only been painting for about 10 minutes and oh, I would lift it up for you, but it's not dry. I'll show you in a moment. I'll do a time skip so that you can see the dried painting. And it's dry. So you can see that even though we only had one color of blue marker, it has spread evenly. Now the problem with this technique is it does leave these little splotches every once in a while, and I haven't figured out a way to fix that, but I think it looks beautiful and that the splotches add a bit of character. Now there is one last thing that Okusai had in his, and that's the wave had some splashes, some little white polka dots. So we're going to add those. However, you can't do that with marker. So I didn't include this in the materials because it's kind of optional. But I've got white out here. If you don't have white out, if you have white craft paint or white just regular paint, that'll work as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white out, or my white paint. If you're using white paint, make sure it's watered down. And I'm going to flick it. You want to be careful that it doesn't splash on you, because that's definitely possible. If you would rather dot it yourself by adding little dots yourself, gives you a bit more control than the flicking. But I think it's kind of fun to have an excuse to flick paint. And then your painting will be all done. Woohoo! All right, I like that. I'm calling it good. Hey, I hope you enjoyed painting the Great Wave off Kanagawa, and I hope you've learned something, either from me or Okusai or both of us. Okay, have a good rest of your day.